I will start by creating a new project, and this will be based off the source code from here. And we will need this SQL Lite jar. So let's go to properties. And we need to add uh, an instructor availability table here and here. So this table will have an instructor ID and a meeting time ID. So this instructor is available for meeting time 2, 3, and 4, and this one for meeting time 1, 3, and 4, etc. And we'll call this static method from here. And let's go ahead and create and populate the database. Also, let's update this instructor class. So we will add the availability for that instructor and initialize it in the constructor and have a get method for it. Now we need to fix this. Since the instructor takes in 3 values now, the ID and the name and the availability. And here we are picking up the instructor availability from this table. So it ends up in the instructor availability list that we pass here. And let's go here and rename this one. this conflict type. And this one. And we'll add, which represent instructor availability, scheduling conflicts. And let's go here and rename this one. And this one. And let's refactor this method. So this finds the instructor availability, scheduling conflicts, and let's refactor this one. And this should do it for this class. Now let's go here and refactor this method. So we added handling of instructor availability, conflict type, and let's refactor this one. And let's go here and refactor this code. So we added this method, and instead of returning the instructors, it is returning their IDs in a list. Now for the driver class, we'll be rewriting it from scratch. So we'll use this DB manager to pick up the data, and we'll instantiate it. And also we need to keep track of the fittest schedule, and this code handles display. So here we are displaying the meeting time data, and the instructor data, and the room data, and course data, department data, and this calls all those methods to display the available data. And this displays the passed in schedule conflicts, and let's fix this one. So this method handles all schedule displays. So either instructor schedule display, or time schedule display, room schedule display, course, and otherwise. So this method handles the instructor schedule display given the passed in schedule. And we'll have this method that handles command line selection by the user. So here we are displaying the initial data. This method. And here we are finding the fittest schedule, and here we are exiting, and here we are doing the hill climbing, and if we are successful, we display the schedule as a table, the fittest schedule, and we handle schedule displays. So we go here and give the user the option to display instructor schedule or time schedule, etc. And this should do it for this class. And let's go here and add a toString method. And let's do one last thing. And finally, let's go ahead and test run the application. So let's display the data that is in the database. And we need to change those, since I have all instructors available for all meeting times. So let's change this. Let's exit. Okay, we need to change this. So let's do this. Since here we had instructor availability, so let's take the same availability from that project. And let's delete the database and recreate it. And now let's go ahead and run it. So this instructor is available for meeting time 1 and 2, and this one meeting time 2, 3, and 4, and those two for all meeting times. So we have 3 departments. This one offers 2 courses, and this one 3, and this one 2. And here we have the courses, the maximum number of students for each course, and the qualified instructors for each one of them. And we have 3 rooms with their seating capacity, and 4 instructors. And those are the meeting times available. So let's try finding the fittest schedule. So we reached a potential maxima. So this schedule had one conflict, and we tried for 1,000 iterations and could not get to a schedule with 0 conflicts. So let's try again and again, and here we go. So we got this schedule with 0 conflicts, and this is a table representation of that schedule. And we started with this one with 12 conflicts, and this is a table representation of that schedule, this one. So here, after 0 tries, we got to this one, with 10 conflicts, and then 9 conflicts, and then after 2 tries we got to this one with 8 conflicts, etc. Here after 19 tries we got to this one with 4 conflicts, etc. until we got to this one after 2 tries. And let's display it from the instructor perspective. So we have 4 instructors in the system, and this one is qualified to teach those courses, and he's available for those 2 meeting times, and he was scheduled for those 2 classes at those 2 meeting times, and same for the others. So from the time perspective, we have meeting time 1 have those 2 classes scheduled, and meeting time 2 have those 2, etc. And from the room perspective, so we have 3 rooms in the system, and this room has 3 classes scheduled at meeting time 1, 2, and 4, and this one has 4 courses scheduled. Now from the course perspective, we have this course have those 2 qualified instructor and this max number of students, and it is scheduled at meeting time 3 in room 3, and instructor 2 will be teaching it, etc. So let's go ahead and delete this database, and we're gonna create a database from here. Let's go ahead and run the application again. So this is the initial data. We added this department with those 2 courses offered, and here we have those instructors with those availabilities for each one, and we added a room. We have 3 courses added. So let's try finding the fittest schedule. And it's gonna be, so maybe we need to increase the iteration. So let's go okay, here we go. So maybe make it 3000. And let's try running again. Here we go. So we ended up with this course schedule with 0 conflicts. This one. And we started with this one with 8 conflicts. Those 8. And this is a table representation of that schedule. And let's display that schedule from the instructor perspective. So we have those 5 instructors, and from the time perspective, the room perspective, and the course schedule perspective.